Hi, hello, this is Jules the Human here, and welcome to the Jules and Matt Anime Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Jules the Human, and today we're going to be talking about Zombieland Saga, episode 5 through 8, and it's been a lot of fun. If this is the first time that you're watching, hi, hello. Probably go watch the one right before this if you're watching it on YouTube or later on on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But here we talk about anime. We watch together. It's like a little anime club where you watch the show along with us, and then we come and talk about it and we discuss it. You could discuss it here on the live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/JulesTheHuman, and you can watch every Thursday and you can join in on the live discussion. We read your comments and questions and all that stuff, and we just get to enjoy anime together. But I'm not on the anime journey alone because I'm joined, as always, with Matt Galley. And Matt, where have all the fun and goofs gone? Because I just had a bunch of sads.
Yeah, they really like took the time to like open up the world, like show us these characters, have some fun, have some hee hee ha ha's, and then they were like, "Oh boy, it's trauma time." And we dive into a lot of the characters, like Psyche's shorthand,
We'll be
what they got
diving.
going on, what they were up to before becoming zombies. Yeah.
We get to know a lot about these characters, a lot more about these characters because we did talk about episode 1 through 4 on the last one, but this is Zombieland Saga, which was my suggestion. And if you would like to suggest an anime for us to watch possibly next time or later on, or throw it into the anime chest of dreams to join all these other anime, that's 500 bits on our live stream on Twitch. If you're here, if you're watching live, 500 bits, and just name us an anime, and it'll be added to this list, and we pull it at random, and that'll be our next one. We usually watch like the first arc or so, but for this one, since season 1 is only 12 episodes, we're gonna finish all of season 1. So next week is the last time we're gonna be talking about Zombieland Saga, which is kind of crazy. We're already done.
Mhm.
But I hope y'all been watching along. I hope y'all are in your feels as well with these episodes. But we have a lot to talk about. We got to get going. Matt, episode 5, the Nice Bird Saga in Your Heart. What are the girls, Franchushu, getting up to now?
So, in episode 5, Franchuchu, in order to garner some more press regarding their group, they sign on to do some recording for like an ad campaign for Drive In Tori, a fast food chain of sorts. Because of this, a journalist kind of seems to recognize one of the girls after their ad like goes live on the air. But yeah, that's them in their little their chicken outfits. It was so funny. Franchuchu later in the episode, they also attend the Gatalympics. The phrasing of it made me think of Gotcha Man, like I was
Yeah,
thinking,
the
and
Gatalympics.
and the bird, the way that Kotaro says bird, it's like, oh my god, it's Berg, he's going bird. But yeah, the girls Franchuchu also attend the Gatalympics, a regional like event in order to also kind of get some more cameras their way, hope to get their name out there a bit more.
So this
It's
was really
always
funny.
been Gotcha Man.
Yeah, it's always been Gotcha Man. Yeah, I think I wrote down, actually, he says, nice
Yep.
birding. And I was like, there it is, just pointing at him. But Saki used to come to the Tor. What is it called? Tori
Drive-in
Drive-In.
Tori, yeah.
Drive-In Tori. Saki knows this one most because it's super mega famous sponsor from this chicken place, which is, I think, was really funny. She said she went there a lot with her biker gang, and the mascot. They had some like really funny play. And this was still fun and goofs time, right? This
Mhm.
episode and going into the next
This
episode,
episode so
still
was, yeah.
still fun and goofs. The immortal Coco-san was the chicken mascot, and Tai just
Tries to eat the mascot.
tries to eat her or eat
We
him.
we get an
Uh,
iconic moment with Ty though, as she does the rooster, the chickens like cluck at the end of the ad, and that
Perfect.
makes her popular. Like people love her overdoing that apparently.
That was perfect timing, and everybody loves her for her craziness or whatever. By the end of these episodes, they get more fans and they get a lot more like popularity and stuff. But to convince um what Kotaro has to do to convince the owner that like nothing's going on because there are like some stuff going on. They're like, wait, are they zombies? What's going on? He does the same under the chin thing to the owner of the Tory place. That's so
So
hilarious.
let's talk about this advertisement.
He's like,
And just
and the guy's
totally,
like, "What?" Oh, and then it's
oh
just
yeah.
him just looking, just giving him the face. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. I'm dying literally. Yeah. It's really it's very people shy. He's like grabs the chin and all that stuff. But we didn't even talk about like the Gatalympics. Yugiri shines sort of in the rope swing. Tai Chan wins most, but they're like they're not even like getting to advertise anything because their shirts are
Yeah,
all
they were
covered in
wearing shirts
mud.
for to with, like, the Franchuchu band name on them, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, we're all muddy." So they tried to go wash themselves off, and then they realized all of their makeup and stuff came off with, the wash and left them in their, zombie out, and, they were like they all go back to the mud and dive right back in to that's their
Yeah.
cover at that point, the mud. But it's again keeping them from showcasing their group's name
I
on those
am not
shirts.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of this merch. I
Yeah,
don't
what's
know.
going on?
They were showing it quite a
Who's your
bit, and I
merch
was like,
guy?
That's like
Who's
that's
your
like
merch guy?
Microsoft Word,
That's
Comic
Microsoft,
Sans."
yeah.
Yeah, like
He went into PowerPoint and just started using the word
pretty
art
much.
generator, and,
Yeah. And just
yeah.
pick art of a rainbow with a DNA for some reason. I guess, like, alluding to them being zombies or something. I don't know. Graphic designs yeah, that's literally what it's giving. Just
And later on, like, at another show,
the
they're, like, selling some towels, and the towels have the little dog on
the
'em, the little
towels were a
zombie
little
dog,
bit
and
better.
it's like, I think the towels were better, but it's like, why are they selling a zombie dog? Well, like,
How does it
whatever.
connect to Fenshushu? We'll never know. But this was still, like, the fun part. Like, there was a lot that happened in this episode because it goes from the whole commercial bit, which is the
Mhm.
first 15 minutes, and then the other 15 minutes
The
is
Gatalympics.
the God Olympics. There was a lot going on. I have like a lot of like there's a lot of stuff. And in these episodes, I don't know if you feel the same way. In this show, it just feels like super extended, like Psychopaths felt for me. Like Psychopaths felt like there's a lot in the 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. This feels the same way where I'm like, there's a lot going on as opposed to something like a, I don't know, a Black Clover or something. I don't know. Do you feel like there's more stuff packed into these minutes?
Yeah, I do feel like there's more stuff packed into the minutes, and it's especially because a lot of the times through these sequences, it takes the time to show like every girl like doing something. Each of the
Yeah.
girls like have a turn in doing something, and so each of them gets a an amount of time that they're just dedicated screen time to help like flesh out their character, do the funny bit. I loved how when they were doing the rope swing, like everybody's like, "Fly, Sakura, fly!" and she just like completely misses the rope and gets the worst score for the day when it was like building it up. I
Oh
loved that.
my yes, yes, yes,
Um,
they get that, like, little bait and switch, like, like, this is the main character to us, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta do it for my team," and all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh, she's gonna do it," and then she completely misses it. They do that a couple times in the anime where it's just complete bait and switch to what you think is gonna happen, and it's really
and I think it was in this
good.
episode where like it might have been in the next one, but Kotaro continues to like give them brief them for the day or whatever, and he always brings it back to but don't let it get in your heads, and like he's giving them a bunch of praise, and Sakura is just like waiting, just waiting, and she even says he's about to do it, and then he does it anyways. Like I really like the consistency with a lot of the character quirks.
When
That's
they're
it
yeah,
kills
when
me.
I love it when they're in that underground I don't know where it is, but it has, like, prison bars, and they're all, like, lined up, like, for the day. It's always something different, and I love that. I love that he just comes out with something different
Mission
every
briefing.
episode. yeah, the mission briefing, and then the whole, I think it's this episode or the next episode where they get hit with the bread, like, that's an iconic meme. I was like, "Oh my god," like, they just get hit each other and all this stuff. It's so much fun. It's so much fun, tons of fun, but then in episode 6, this takes a turn, and I really
Mhm.
wanna know, your thoughts. So in episode 6, what goes down? Because it's sentimental saga.
So in episode 6, in this episode, we see that Franchuchu attempts to capitalize on their newfound fandom. They attempt to put on a meet and greet, but Junko kind of refuses to participate after the concert portion. She has the longest line of fans waiting to meet her, but she just refuses to do it. Where the time she comes from, like being an idol, didn't consist of these things, so she's apprehensive to participate. Because of that, I and Junko get into an argument about like the what it means to be an idol of sorts, leaving like a rift between them for the moment. Junko and I both get into revealing how they each respectively lost their lives under the conditions. Uh, at the top of this episode, we saw that the girls were using Kotaro's PC to like do a bunch of Googling and look about the internet. And they noticed this really cool show called Saga Rock, which seems to have all of the idol groups in the area that consistently go to it. It's kind of like the Saga region's Coachella. They make it out to be.
Let's go.
Um, so Kotaro announces that he managed to grab the girls a spot in Saga Rock and that they will be performing there. And that's kind of where the episode leaves us.
Man, we got okay, going forward from this episode, we got a lot of lore, a lot more lore. And I did note that a month and a half had passed since they became zombies or whatever. I don't know if time passing is gonna be a big deal, but they are slowly mentioning that, like, time is passing, that it's been a month since they've been together, they're doing this thing. But we got a whole lot of lore about Iron Frill, who I-chan was a part of, and they're what I really liked about this episode is that they're dealing with a lot subtly, that each girl is from a different era. Like they're subtly hinting at like, "Oh, that's a computer," like, and then somebody's like, "What is that? Like, what's the net? Like, what are the photos? What are photo ops?" And they're like kind of taking some time just to remind us that these girls, while they still look like they're together, they are from different time periods. And I really like that they kind of still touch on that,
Yeah, they
and they're
didn't
making
drop
it,
that.
yeah, they're making it super apparent. And it's even like a plot point with the whole Junko Chan not wanting to do any of the pictures.
Hmm.
And I even wrote like what she was saying, like I could see it from both sides. Like you do need to be a part of it, but it was hitting a little close to home, like right
Yeah,
now. And I was just like, huh, because I have it written down while I was watching. You have to be close to your people to seem as within reach, like she was saying. Like you got to be within reach of them to gain followers and all that.
in
But
today's era.
yeah, but really Junko Chan only wants to be on stage and stuff, which I can like relate to. I'm like, I just want to do the thing, but you have to do the other thing. So I can see from both sides. And I was like, this is a really nuanced argument here.
It
And I
is.
really like it. I don't know.
And
It was
it
pretty
is
cool.
after that Kotaro mentions as well that it's a different time today because everybody has, a device that connects them to the rest of the world where they can post information about anything that they want.
Yeah, he says
So
it
these
later
types
on,
of
right?
it might be
He
a little
says
bit
it
later
in
on.
his big speech to her, I think, in the next episode. But yes, I know what you mean.
That's right.
About how everybody has devices and all that
Mhm.
now.
And so it just yeah, it gets into the argument that, when everything's so connected and you want things to feel within reach, it all feels intertwined, like where do the lines start and stop? Where
Yeah.
where where does the disconnect happen? Where does she stop being an idol and start being like her own person
Yeah,
type
her own
deal?
person, because she's kinda struggling with that too, and I was gonna ask, because of this, like, to everybody in chat and to Matt, like, do you like going to, like, cons to meet your people? Like, they were holding photo ops and all that stuff, like, do you enjoy that? Like, I don't enjoy going to just say hi to somebody at a con, like, that has a booth or whatever, like, I could go without that, but I know a lot of people do like that, where I would rather just see them on the screen, and I'm like, that's okay. That's okay for me. I don't know. How do you feel about all that?
I mean, I said it maybe in the last episode, one of the previous episodes, grew up as a YouTube kid and all that. I've had my siblings have been super interested and have gone to like VidCon before and that, and like have offered for me to like go with them and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
and knowing some of my favorite creators would be there, I no, I'm okay. Like I enjoy them for what they do, and
Yeah.
that's provide me with entertainment and, content, but somebody told me a very long time ago, which, gets into that different type of a conversation, but, with celebrities, like A-list celebrity type deal, don't meet your
Yeah,
heroes
don't
type
meet your
deal.
heroes.
So that just goes along with that, but
I
no,
just
yeah, it's never been something that's like me personally, I've felt like I need to feel connected to that person
Mhm.
by meeting them. Like we share common interests and stuff like that, and that's why I enjoy their content, and that's how I feel connected to them.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I definitely feel more on one side of this whole argument in this episode than the other because I feel the same. I'm just like, I don't even know what I would say. Like, I would take a picture with them, but like, does that mean anything? I don't
Mhm.
know. I guess
Exactly.
it could, but like to other people, but to me, I'm just like, whatever. So this whole, I really like this whole conversation, what it brought out of my head in this episode,
Mhm.
where it's like they had really good points and I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of, like, thought-provoking from this little pop idol
It
zombie show."
it caught me so off guard when,
Yeah,
like, it popped up, and I was like, "I love that this is, like, gonna be able to be a part of the conversation for the podcast," because,
and
yeah, it's it's a lot of thought-provoking stuff,
I do
especially when
wanna
you work in this
ask,
field.
yeah, for because 'cause we're here, like, do you
Mhm.
want do y'all wanna meet me and Matt? Like, would it what would that do if we held, like, photo ops as well? Like, does that mean anything to anybody? I don't know. But, like, I how are you enjoying? Because I don't know, I'm gauging. This is the only time we talk about it.
This is probably the part of the show that I've now enjoyed the most because it's, like, kind of brought something else to the surface other
Sure.
than just what's literally going on with the encounters that these girls are having to further the development of them as, like, a group. Now that they are a group, they've been, like, kinda solidified as that. Now it's showing how, like, the closer they get, the more, like, conflicts might actually happen because they are from different eras, they have different mindsets, they're used to different things, and they're not the same person. They're not copy pastes of each other
Oh, for sure.
and what not copies pastes of each other. When they were all muddied and we could only see their eyes, I meant to mention that's the first time I realized they literally do not have a similar like color eyes.
Yeah,
Each
they all have
of them
different
have
eye
different
color.
colored
I
eyes.
noticed that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was something that I loved.
I did not notice that either until this point. I was like,
It
"Whoa."
really highlighted their eyes and,
But, like,
during that episode, yeah.
sure, the eyes, but, like, even, like, in this, I can tell who's who. Like, they've
Yeah,
done such a good job of, like you're saying, not copy pasting each other, and now after all these episodes that we've watched, by episode 8, even by episode before then, but, like, even by the end, I'm like, I know all these characters. I already know each one by maybe not by name, but I know them by their characteristics and what they do and all that stuff and how they're gonna act towards certain things. So
mhm.
they've done a really good job of showcasing each of their individuality as human, as zombies, as their past, and all that stuff. Because, like you said in this past episode, um, Junko Chan died in a plane crash going on her first tour, that she mentioned, and then Ai-chan died being struck by lightning on stage with her group Iron Frill, which is wild.
Yeah, she went on the solo part of the stage for, like, yeah, her
Yeah,
solo, and in the heat of the storm, just a bolt of lightning, just boom, fried
and
her. She was standing there, she was still in the same position post lightning struck and just crispy, and everybody just looked in horror. and
And
she died.
Saki-chan, yeah, and she died. And Saki-chan is just like loving, like, whoa, that's metal. That's metal as hell. Like both of them, like dying in a plane crash and then dying on stage. And then I love Saki because she's just like, yes, this is so cool. But
She's like, "That's
the other ones,
literally legendary," but I
yeah.
is like, "That's not really the legend I wanted to leave behind."
For sure. Smudge says, which makes me think, like, why haven't more people noticed? I think that's coming, to be honest. I think that's on the way for sure, because they needed that introduction in episode 8 to like, oh, this is an idea that we haven't explored yet. So I'm pretty sure it's coming because they're only known in Saga right now. They're only really known in Saga. They're only doing like normal Saga shows. Saga Rock was like the biggest thing that they've done so far. So I think now it's gonna be like amped up, like, oh, I'm pretty sure Iron Frill is gonna be like, hey, that's you. What?
Because
You're
it's
back.
mentioned that Iron Frill will be performing at Saga Rock as well.
Yeah. Hello,
Girl
Cosmo.
group.
How's it going? Yeah, Saga Rock, and I just wrote here that it's just a surprising amount of depth for these characters. I was not expecting this episode. I did not expect for these episodes to go this way and to stop the fun and goofs. Like this is the
Mhm.
end. Well, sporadically there's still some fun and goofs, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, we're
I
getting
I
in it.
think I think it for me, it, like, it hit just the perfect amount of fun and goofs where if episode 8 hadn't really given me anything to go on, like, I really feel like my attention would have weaned away because, like, 8 straight episodes of nothing but, like, the milk crisis, and, like, bro, you gotta give me something
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely enjoying it. So I really do want to talk and spend a lot of time on episode 8, because for me that was the most emotionally hitting. So episode 7, but it's Zombie Mental Saga is the name of the episode. So what happens in episode 7?
In episode 7, Junko still not having rejoined the group as Saga Rock approaches. Everybody's kind of on edge, um, reasonably. Kotaro finally steps in, breaking down the door that Junko was barricaded behind,
Uh,
um, telling Junko that, you can feel welcome to play to your strengths and still be a part of this group because you have to understand what your weaknesses are. And your biggest weakness and quirk, you're a zombie. And so this is the only group you can be with.
yeah.
And it's okay to still have your individuality and just say that, that's your character. You're playing to your character, is how he kind of puts it.
Mhm.
Um, and he leaves her with that and says, when you're ready to rejoin everybody, open that box. He leaves her a little gift behind, and then he also tells her to fix the door that he broke. uh everybody's like getting on the bus ready to leave. Junko decides to join last second as the bus is leaving, and Kotaro just completely just crashes
Oh
into her
no.
with the car, with the bus, but she gets back up and gets in, ready to go. A storm is happening at
Saga
Saga
Rock.
Rock, and it has I kind of like on edge. We can see her kind of like a bit worried before everybody tries to step in to reassure her, but even still, the nerves get to her as the performance begins, and she kind of begins to fall apart, not being able to perform until Junko kind of backs her up, helps relieve her of the front person stress, it seems like. And during the concert, while things are hitting like a fever pitch, lightning strikes the stage, and it doesn't hurt anybody. In fact, all the girls seem to like gain power from the lightning, draw from it or something, and they're completely
Who
fine,
knows,
and their
man?
voices go auto tune, and they finish the show with laser pointer fingers, and everybody is having a great time. Everybody's having a great time.
I love that this
Fran
makes no
Choo everybody.
sense. Friend Shushu. I love that it makes no sense. They
No
don't bother
sense.
to They don't bother to explain it, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm totally fine with that. And yeah, this was still fun and goose for sure. This was like the back into it, but
Mhm.
going into episode 8, it was like a lot of emotion. But that's just how people get autotune in their voice. True, actually. I love that they did that. One thing I still don't understand is like the CG when they dance and stuff, like CG for them when
Yeah,
they're
there was
doing
another
performing.
idol group that performed, and they were, like, dancing, moving around on stage, and they were all done with 2D animation, hand-drawn animation, and so I expected that for Franchuchu. The CG still came out.
It's
I don't
okay.
know how to
It's a
feel about
choice.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
choice.
choice.
I don't know if it I think I would prefer if the art style with their characters stayed consistent throughout the whole episode, personally.
Yeah, or either that or it would have been like more frames because it does look a little choppy
Gets a little
as it's
choppy there.
moving, and I think that's just the problem with
Mappa.
that at the time, yeah. Um, but at the beginning of this episode, I wrote it down and I was like really turned off by Kotaro's acting towards the girls. Um, b- at the beginning. Kotaro was kind of mean to them. He was just kind of yelling and like I wrote down like it's more mean the longer he goes on with it because it's been episode 7 and his charm kind of waned off of me a little bit. And I was like, "Oh no, like this is like too far in one direction where he's just like kind of mean to them." And I'm like, "Oh, his charm is kind of gone here." But then when he does the whole like speech to Junko there, I was like, "Okay, he made up for it. Okay, I know
Yeah.
what they were doing now." It made sense. It didn't make sense in the moment. I was like, why is he being so mean here?" But it was to set up later on that he's gonna be super emotionally invested to her, and he's gonna be there when we think he won't be there. And I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, this is so good." I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, cool."
'Cause, yeah, it's Sakura who I think says, like, "Hey, let's try going to Kotaro and, like, ask him for help," like, just right on the nose, and
Yeah,
he was like, "Figure it out yourself, you dumb, stupid zombie," and I was
yeah,
like, "Whoa,
yeah, that's why I was like,
bro, that's
he's
they're
kinda
your idols,
mean."
my guy, you're the promoter. They're not
Yeah.
if they're not gonna perform as a group, what are you promoting?"
Yeah, yeah, and he accommodates her at the end by offering signed pictures instead of meeting IRL.
I
Yes,
love that. I thought that was
he definitely
later on, yeah.
is super nice to them when it counts, I guess, but like just like the over comedic, like yelling at them, hitting them, punching them. I think he punches one in the beginning with the mission at the mission thing, and I was like, whoa, like okay, like Jesus Christ. That's why I was like, I don't know. But then like after the through the episode, it was just like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, I-Chan is practicing way too long and she broke into pieces, and I thought
Mhm.
the sound was really gross. I don't
It
know why. They
was.
just came up with the sound. They put up the sound a little bit. Um, Stan, my annoying king, he just like me for real. Yeah, and I just loved how, like, sentimental this whole thing was, like, that was in the title, Zombie Mental, sentimental, I love it, like, I love him explaining to her, like, "You can be a character,
Mhm.
you can be somebody and you can still have yourself, but you can be this other person on stage, and that could be your character where your character is you don't take pictures with people,
Yeah, because
you vibe."
you're the shy one or whatever. Who
Yeah,
cares?
and you could
Play
do that.
into that, and yeah, he started accommodating that by, like, having signed autograph pictures ready for people in the next episode and stuff, but yeah,
I
it's nice to see that he is at least paying attention to them, and also their strengths and, like, stuff, their quirks.
but why? I
Well, to save
still don't.
Saga.
Okay, my
To save
bad.
Saga.
But from what? Why? That's like more than like how he turned them into zombies. I think I'm leaning towards now why is he doing all this work? More so than like how he actually got it to happen. I want the answer more to like why is he doing this? Like did he himself lose a girl? Like was he a dad or something? Like was he something? Did he have a pop group that got ridiculed forever and now he's the manager of this one and he swears to avenge his reputation or something. Like, why is he being so nice to these girls, and why is he giving them everything to save Saga? What is Saga? You
The
know?
region.
Okay, Matt.
Sorry.
I know, I know. Those are the questions in my head. I would still like to
Good, good
know how he
questions
raised
to ask.
zombies. We can circle back to that eventually. Yeah, he has powers somehow. I don't know. That's
Haven't you
just
ever seen a zombie movie before?
yes.
These are the answers we're
These, I
providing.
guess. Do other people wait? So when Tai Chan bites people, do they turn into
I
zombies?
don't think she's ever. I mean,
She's gnawed on
she's
somebody.
not on like costumes.
Oh, true. Did she gnaw on the chicken? I thought for a
She tried
moment
to gnaw
in
on the
episode
chicken.
5 that that was just a chicken person because it
I
looked really real.
I did too.
I was
Because
like, "Is that just a chicken in
I
the
could still
universe?"
you could still tell me that's just a chicken and I would believe it.
Yeah, I was like, "That
It's
looks really good." And
it's
he's like
just one of them that's like,
emoting,
that's a chicken, that's somebody in a chicken costume. It's not an actual chicken.
and I was
Are you
like,
sure?
"Ah,
Are you sure
that
about
looks like
that?
yeah, it looks like a real chicken." I don't know. Um, Junko-chan getting run over, loved that.
We revisit
Insane.
the meme.
It was so funny, and then, what's her name? Sakura was like, "Why does it seem familiar?"
Yeah.
They do the whole multicam thing, like, and then Kotaro's like, "Oh,"
He
like,
was
"Oh,
not
no."
ready for her to jump in front for sure.
Yeah. Love
He
that, it's
plays it
super
off like
funny.
she'll get up. She's not gonna be held back by getting hit by a
Get up.
van.
Yeah, you have more resolve, I believe, but the spray to the
This guy.
face when they're about to go on stage for, Saga Rock, when Sakura was, like, looking and just like, psh, just sprays her with the
He
shoe.
does this little evil laugh.
Yeah, it's so good. I still love Kotaro. I think still carrying the show for sure. With the lightheartedness, with the weirdness, with the weird sounds, with the heart to heart we saw in this episode, like still built this show around this person. And how hats off to Berg for providing the voice because it's so insane.
I'm
I
obsessed with how now Ty at every chance like is just full on like arms up and does the chicken crow. Like
I love it. That's her
she's
thing.
won my favor at this point.
Okay, sure, yeah, just,
It's just so
I
out of context. I
I
just
do like as well that whenever all the girls are talking or, like, yelling, like, "Hooray," or something, you could still hear Ty's voice.
Mhm.
Like, you could
And
hear that little,
even that's the thing, even when they're filming the commercial, they're like, "Hey, can we get the groans and the grunts out of there?" And then they're just like, "Ty, just do the chicken
Yeah,
thing at the end.
yeah.
That's her bit."
It's so good. One trick, but she knows it, she does it well. Apparently Smudge was hit by a car when in kindergarten, and,
Oh,
Sakura and, Junko just like me, for real. Damn, didn't
true.
know that. RIP, I guess.
Smudge lore.
Are you a zombie?
Smudge zombie?
Smudge bee?
Smudge beat.
Um, RIP. I love that the super fans follow them to Saga Rock, and the super
Yeah,
fans are there.
the guys are there, and they can tell eyes like,
Yeah.
like a little hesitant, not
They're
feeling
like,
great.
"Oh, does she
Like,
not
"What's
like
going on?"
lightning?"
Yeah. Is she scared? Is she scared by the lightning? Like, the fans notice them.
The super fans are there. I love that they're following them. I hope they're, like, in season 2, whatever
Ever
happens,
since
I
their
don't know.
headbanging days.
Yeah, I love that they've gone through all of their phases, and now they're doing their Vocaloid phase, here at Saga Rock, and they're still enjoying it, and they really like all the lightning light things on the
Laser
finger.
pointer fingers.
This was wild. This was fun. This was the fun we needed before episode 8. Go Go Neverland, episode 8, Go Go
Yay!
Neverland Saga. What happens? Because this is like a complete episode 7 felt like the ending of something because they even played the credits during it, during their
Yeah.
performance, and I was like, "Okay, cool, like, this is the end of something," and then now it's, like, something else, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is a lot." So what happens in episode 8, Go Go Neverland, Saga from the show Zombieland Saga?
We see in this episode that while the Franchuchu is doing another like meet and greet, mini meet and greet, uh sh- they're getting ready to like meet with everybody, and through the crowd, like there's an enormous like man making his way through the crowd, and he makes his way to the to Lily's line. Um Lily, who hasn't really gotten much of a chance to be spotlighted up to now. We see him get in the end of the line, and everybody's kind of sketchy, thinking that he's here to kidnap her. And then because of an incident where he makes it to the front of the line and kind of like puts his hands on Lily, um, he gets knocked out
By
by
Saki.
Saki. Yeah,
Oh.
in this moment right here, I thought the next frame was going to be her trying to kick him and her leg popping off. Zombie
Oh, that would have
moment.
been good.
I
Yeah,
thought that's what was going on, and I'm glad that it was able to follow through and she actually kicked this
yeah,
guy.
that was so good.
Because at least up to this point, you're like, yeah, why is this huge guy like coming into her line, putting his hands on her and stuff after Kotaro said like, and remember, no touching like the idols and stuff. So everybody reacted appropriately to get Lily out of that situation. But she later explains to everybody that this is her dad. Like she was like, that guy was my dad. You know, before I passed, you know, I didn't have a mom. I spent a lot of time with my dad, and we used to always watch TV. And I wanted to get on TV one day so I can make him smile from inside the TV. And that's why I became. That's kind of like why she became a child actress. Uh, she dives into it a bit more because you know their relationship grows a bit complicated because of her being in showbiz. She starts to, you know, she starts to get hair on her body that she's not comfortable with. She freaks out and she kind of dies of shock after finding hair on her chin. She says, "I'm gonna be young forever." Finds a little hair on her chin, kind of
Okay.
dies of shock. Um, she reaches out to the fan after he comes back to apologize at another like little thing that they have, and she reaches out to him via mail to invite him to a mini concert that they're having. And at this show that he arrives at, just before they like decide to end the show because he wasn't showing up, he arrives and Lily performs a song with many like with a huge basic like with basically there's a huge cutout where she directly addresses him using statements where it was like, this is how he'll know. And and yeah, they perform the song, and we see that like we see this guy's a little bit of a cutout of his daily life. He's kind of isolates, doesn't really interact with other people. But after this, we see that like he's probably made peace with things that have happened and is ready to move on with his life. It was really good. I liked it a lot. What were you going to say there in the middle when I was talking about
Okay,
her
so
panic attack?
yes, yes, yes. So I like that Lily got recognized, and it was really interesting because, yeah, they set it up to where this big guy was like sitting in a park, and it made it seem like really weird. Like there was a kid there, and he kind of stared at them, and he saw the newspaper, and it had Franchuchu in it, and he was like looking at them like really weird, and it was like, oh, and it set it up really well, and then Saki kicked him, and it was a whole thing, and then now it's revealed that it was her dad. Um, that she died of fright or a heart attack, I wrote, from seeing a hair on her chin. I was really confused about this until a little bit later. And I do wanna talk about it because it was a big thing, and, it didn't really I don't know if it explained it well enough to be that some fans or some people that watch the show would, like, glance over it, but was it so that Lily was born with more testosterone and a penis and all that? Like, that was it, right? That
I
was
don't
the
know.
thing? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, you didn't get it, I got it, but that's when you didn't get that,
I didn't.
that, um because they talked about, like, who cares what she has down there? It doesn't matter. Like, the girls were kind of apprehensive of having Lily still in the group because they were like kind of alluding to her not being a girl or whatever. But then Kotaro was like, "Who cares what she has? She's a girl. She's in the group. Whatever." So that's what it kind of alluded to about her Lily being trans. But that's why I was like, why did she freak out when she had hair on her chin? And it was like, oh wait, because testosterone and all that stuff. But Lily is a girl. Um,
Oh
and
yeah, and then then she's asked what her real name is, and like she kind of had like a masculine name, and
and then
everybody starts
Saki was
laughing.
laughing. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was like,
that that kind of got by me.
that's
I'm
what I'm
not sure
saying.
how.
Like, I don't know if they did it well enough to explain it the best they could because it was kind of alluding to it and they didn't really say it outright.
Yeah,
Um, and
I
I just
feel
kind of
like
wanted to bring it
the
up
way
there.
the way that you're the way that you're like going back over through the things, it's I should have caught that. I feel like that's something that should have made it to my attention, but no,
I
I that made it right past me.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was really it was because I was looking for the clues because of that was the way that Lily died. I was like, "Lily died from a heart attack from seeing a hair on her chin? What does that mean?" I was like, "What?" Like, I guess, like, in my head, I was like, "Okay, girls can get hair on her
Yeah,
on anywhere, whatever. They're humans.
that's
It
yeah.
happens." But, like, then they
Once you
went
know
into it,
what
and I started paying more attention to what they were actually saying. It goes by really quickly. That's what I'm saying. It goes by super quick, and it's like, "Wait, Lily had a different name?" And then Saki's kinda saying, "Oh, it's super masculine," and then Kotaro was like, "Who cares what she has down there?" And all the girls were like, not sure if well, Saki was like, should she still be in the group, sort of, or something like that. And I
yeah.
was like, wait, is that what they're saying? And it would just caught me off guard totally. And that was like something they could have done better at explaining, I think.
Is it it's do you think that it's so you would say that they would be better off if they would have taken some more time to like dive into that, explore it, kind of like more
I
directly
think they
tell the
should have probably
audience
said
that's
it
what was going
more
on?
directly.
Hmm.
Yeah, they could have used better words, but I guess these characters aren't the best equipped to say that.
For sure.
Because they did say like, yeah, like more validation. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
Lily is
understand.
trans and or non-binary because they refer to Lily by they and she from then on. Yeah. So um yeah, I really wanted it to be more of a win, for having a character like that, but they didn't really
Give
they
it the
kind of
time or the
wish.
respect that it needed.
Yeah, I think so. And it's still like you didn't know it. And I
I
felt that. I knew
completely
exactly when
honestly, yeah, did not even didn't
when I
catch it.
saw it, I was like, wait a second, I'm having to work really hard for this piece of information and I shouldn't. Like they should have been like, Kotaro should have been like, hey, this is it. They have this, but it doesn't matter. Like this is Lily. We're Lily, we're gonna be behind them from now on or whatever, and knowing this information because her dad was super about Lily, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Her dad was like loving, and there was so many feelings. The special song for
That
her
would have
dad,
made the whole mini concert hit a lot harder if I had caught that, I feel
it
like.
hit me pretty hard. And I think I even wrote it down here. The main reason I want to talk about this stuff because like they're alluding to like somebody dying. And then like it's kind of like the Scrooge thing, like A Christmas Carol or whatever it's called, where like
Mhm.
this guy dies, or in this show, in this episode, Lily dies. This person has felt all of the emotions and now has regret, it has all these emotions, and now she's getting to see that other side and she's getting to respond to that other side. So like it was just like, what would you say to somebody that's died that you were so close to? And like, how do you feel now that you've gone through the remorse and all this recuperation and all that stuff? And now you're able to talk to them and you could see them. And like this hit way harder for me because I talked about it. And I'm a fan of wrestling. And last night as well, there was there was like a tribute show, a tribute for a wrestler that died last week. It was his birthday yesterday,
Oh,
and his brother, who was his tag team partner for his entire life, wrestled a match against his main rival, against the person that died, his main rival throughout his whole thing. and his brother faced him, and there was like a huge emotional stuff, and like death has been like on my media right now, and then seeing this like, oh, like my daughter, I thought you were my daughter, and then her saying all the stuff that she wanted to say to him, I was like, ugh, I was crying yesterday. It was last night. I was just so in it, so many emotions, and it hit super hard.
Also, I interpreted like dead name is no longer here, but hopefully you'll still love Lily.
Yeah,
I felt like that part didn't get past me in a way, but I wasn't thinking about it too hard. Like, because I get that, don't call me this person. This is who I am. Like
yeah,
that was very, but Saki wanted to make fun of it, so that's Saki. She's biker girl, whatever. Yeah, it was that part didn't get by me, but then it just, I guess, the everything else didn't really
everything
stick, so
before
I
that,
wasn't able to connect it all together.
for sure.
Because that
Hello,
part
Elle.
was very, very, yeah. I Yeah. Dead name's no longer here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, they could have made it a little bit clearer because I feel like that's why I mainly wanted to talk about it. I was curious if everybody got it because I didn't think everybody would get it because they just kind of it was all moving really fast. And again, like I've said before, these
That's not
episodes, there's
dialogue.
so much information, and it
Mhm.
was all dialogue between them. And you had to like catch on the little cues, like Saki laughing that her name is very masculine. And I was like,
It
okay,
all adds
that's
together, but individually, I don't think it's enough for anybody to really come to that solid conclusion,
for
which,
sure.
like you said, there should be a moment where there is just, like, one thing that lets you come to a solid conclusion in addition to all of the other bits of information that they throw in there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I love that they get closer. They get closer as a group, as a pop idol group. Friend Shushu is pretty strong going into the end of this. Um, L, thank you for the bits.
L
Why are they
with
all
the bits.
69?
Nice.
How many bits is that? I just see a bunch of
I
69s.
think that equals up to,
That's probably 500.
is that 500? Yes.
500? Okay. Because all I see is a bunch of hearts and it says 69 there. Okay, okay, cool, cool. And L says, I would like Smudge to put a request in. Whoa.
That's the first I'm paying for somebody else's suggestion.
Yeah, that's like when you're at Starbucks and somebody pays for your drinks before.
So now, Smudge, you have to pay
Now
for the
you have
next
to pay
person's
it for,
suggestion.
or you could just take it. You could be like, thanks. I guess I'm not
The
paying today.
Oh, how much is the drink? How much is the order for the people behind me? Oh, they got,
Bro.
like, 5 drinks and, like, 2 sandwiches and, like, "Never have a good day."
Yeah. Bro, no. If I get one drink, somebody pays for my drink and there's five behind, I'm like, I don't know if I could I don't know if I could do that. I don't know.
I have
But thank
$3.
yeah, $3. But thank you, L. We'll have Smudge come back to about that double and give it to the next person. Okay. Does not work like that. Smudge will have to let us know. Think on that, Smudge, and we'll add that to the anime chest of dreams. If you would like to add an anime to the chest to possibly get picked in the future, I can't click it for some reason. Okay, there it is, anime chest. We are going to be picking a new anime next week. So to add anime to the chest, you can submit 500 bits to us. And during the show, and you can get a suggestion up, and I'm not going to click it because it messed up last time, so this is it. Yeah, next week is the last time we're going to be talking about Zombieland Saga, and we're going to rate it next week. We're going to put it on the list of our anime, you know, we're
The
going to
Matt and
rate it
Jules
on
anime tier
our
list.
tier lists. And so, okay, last week we talked about it, but this week I do want to bring it up again. Who is your favorite girl? Because like I could have, I knew it was going to happen. We are going to get more in depth stuff because last time we got a lot of in depth stuff about Saki. Who is your favorite from Fran Shushu right now? Now that we have a ton more information about them all.
After these episodes,
If you say
man,
Ty, I swear.
man, Ty is just she is the one who, no matter what she's doing, I am laughing at whatever they use her for. and I love it.
Do you think we're gonna get some backstory for Ty?
I sure hope so.
That would be
I
great.
the day that Ty gains
Wakes up?
consciousness is, probably the day that, I'm no longer a fan. Because it's just
Hey,
everything
yo.
in between. You see her doing whatever she's doing, it's funny. She's doing
Okay,
a bit. She's doing everything for the bit.
do you wanna take bets right now then? Do you think Ty is gonna actually wake up?
I already do know that Zombieland, like, there's another season or whatever,
But
and I
are they the
have a
same girls?
feeling that, it might not be the same girls. If it is, I would bet that it's not until then that we get, like, got Ty gaining
Okay, okay.
consciousness.
So let's say episode 9 through 12. Do you think Ty is gonna stop being a zombie and become conscious again?
I think it was in episode 8 that, like, Saki's doing a bunch of stuff, and Ty starts, like,
Oh
just
yeah,
mimicking
mimicking?
her. Yeah, and I think that that's gonna be, like, what her thing is. She's just gonna
Okay.
start to, like, copy everybody and what they say and their mannerisms.
Okay.
That's what my bet would be.
Smudge says, "I hope she is conscious and this is just the way she is." That'd be
I mean,
funny.
she is just legendary. Maybe
She's
she's the
just
legendary
legendary.
zombie.
Um, I think she is. I think she will at the last episode. I
Last
think she'll
episode.
come back, episode 12, she finally gets awakened, and that's what leads us into the next season. I don't know. Me and Matt have not seen it. Those are our predictions. If you wanna let us know your predictions if Tai Chan's gonna wake up, type in the live chat right now or on the YouTube video or wherever you're watching this. But
But
is Ty really
after
your favorite?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not joking. That's in earnest. I'm not everybody's super great. Everybody's super great. Everybody's got good characterization at this point, but she just consistently makes me laugh. Like sh
Okay.
without words.
Okay.
Very, 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 very good. And
I
the slapstick is just on point. I don't know what to say with her. Who would your favorite character be after these 4 episodes though?
I really like Junko-chan. Junko is so funny. Her getting hit by the that's iconic. Again, to redo that scene and still make me laugh, me still not expect it. So good. And they've got to do it. The rule of threes for comedy is they got to do it one more time. So
Yep.
somebody else is gonna get hit by a van somewhere in these coming
Maybe it's gonna be
episodes.
Kotaro.
Maybe it'll be Kotaro.
Kotaro.
Yeah, it could be Kotaro. But yeah, Junko-chan, I really like what she was saying and stuff. I
Or the
really like
police
her character
officer.
development. The police officer, maybe.
We did see him, I forgot to mention
Police.
that. We
I
saw
don't
him at the
wait.
Gatalympics.
I didn't even catch that. I
He
did
was
not.
he
He
was the
was
one
there.
demonstrating the events.
Oh yeah. I didn't even like think about who it was. I just thought it was random NPC.
Yeah,
It was
he was there.
him. There's so much going on. I love these shows where there's like a little bit of episodes and so much happens and we move really quickly. I love this stuff. I love this show so much. I really hope y'all are watching as well. Zombieland Saga. If not, it's going to be our finale next week for Zombieland Saga. And at the end of that episode, we're going to pick our next anime together. So if you missed all of this saga, you can go on the next saga with us where we pick an anime and we all watch it together and we all talk about it and you come in and be like, hey, I like this part, hey, I didn't like this part, but we're gonna be watching episode 9 through 12 of Zombieland Saga for next Thursday. And if you would like to join us live, it's twitch.tv/JulesTheHuman, twitch.tv/JULES, the human on Twitch, and then later on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're coming in late or something and you're like, oh, I want to watch all the episodes, they're all on YouTube, all on Spotify. You can watch them as well on there or listen on Apple Podcasts. But that's been the Jules and Matt Anime Hour. Matt, where can they find you on the internet?
Find me on the internet, on my socials at it's Matt underscore Galley. I also am on Twitch without the it's, just at Matt underscore Galley.
Without the it's.
Without the it's. And then where can the people find you when you're not here doing our podcast?
Everywhere pretty much. Jules the Human on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, JULES the Human on everything. And you can join the Discord as well. We have a little Discord where we talk about the anime stuff and we talk about the episodes and all that. So yeah, go join us over there. And yeah, the ending of Zombieland Saga. episode 9 through 12 next week.
I really like that we get the 12 episodes. We get the 1 through 4, the 5 through 8, the 9 through 12, just the beginning, middle, end. It's great. I can't wait to finish this one up and start another anime with everybody.
We'll see what it is. We have a lot of different choices here, and all the anime has been so different. So we're gonna rate it on our anime tier list and pick a new one next week. So thanks for coming by, and we'll see you later.
Bye.